Italian means my kitchen. La prima cosa that we need to do to start this wonderfulness is to put on the fadale. And my fadale today is all about the familia. Da familia. And familia in Italian is family. Let me go turn some lights. I forgot to turn these on. I'll be right back. I am so excited with this deliciousness. Mamma mia, che bellezza. You know, I am going to introduce this easy peasy meal that a lot of people have made it very complicated. And what I've done is I have reached out to all of my family in Italia and I asked them to give me their version. And then some are very complicated, some are not. But what I'm going to do for you is to make it simple and easy. And we are having this beautiful chicken cutlets. I have these beautiful mushrooms. I am going to be utilizing 3 cloves of garlic, some black pepper, some olive oil. I am also going to be utilizing some freshness, which is really not going to be that much. I have dry thyme, and I also have fresh thyme. And I'm personally going to be using both. And then I am going to finish this deliciousness with some beautiful organic parsley. And but the most important thing about this wine, it's very, very important. And let me show it to you what I'm using. I am using an imported Marsala wine. And really, chicken Marsala, it must have been, you know, some beautiful Italian woman, or maybe not Italian woman, that she had some flour and she had some mushrooms and a little bit of olive oil and not much, but she had the Marsala wine. And that's what makes the entire dish. You don't have to have a lot of things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start I have a cast iron skillet, and I am going to put it on medium. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take a quarter cup of olive oil, just a quarter cup of olive oil, and that is all I am going to use in this dish. Okay, so now let me move that out of the way. All right, so now that we have this wonderful olive oil rocking and rolling over here, I want to bring your attention to the mushrooms. And what I've done here is I'm using, you can use button mushrooms, I'm using portobello mushrooms. I like portobello mushrooms, but you can use whatever mushrooms, and right now mushrooms are on sale, so it doesn't have to be expensive. So what I want to do is I want to put my mushrooms aside, and then what I want to do is I want to bring myself a container, okay? And what I want to do to the container is that I'm probably going to get about a couple of tablespoons of flour, because I'm kind of eyeing to see how much. And we're not going to worry about making the gravy and doing all that stuff. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, maybe 3. Actually, you know what? I have my cup over here, even makes it even easier and better. Okay, so I'm done with that. So now to this right here, to this wonderfulness right here, let me put a little bit more flour. Because it's going to be so simple and so easy. And anybody can make this dish. And that's why I wanted to show this dish to you, because it's so easy. All right, to this right here is I am going to take a good pinch of salt. Okay? Now, if you don't have fresh peppercorns, okay, don't worry about it. I like fresh peppercorns with this because it's more flavor. And what I've done is I put some in here, and then I just use my muscles to crunch it all up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it here, like so, because I need to see how much of this I have here. So I kind of like that. It's got quite a bit, and that's what I want, because it's so simple and so easy. Okay, so now we're done with that. Boom, kaboom, finito. In the meantime, we got this going on. It's heating up. And then what I want to do is I really want to come in here, okay, and get these guys mixed up. Get these guys mixed up like so. We haven't done nothing with the mushrooms yet, because the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to put this wonderfulness, this wonderful chicken cutlets, okay, and I'm just going to drench them liberally. You know, I'm not going to shake them, you know, I'm not going to go through all of that, you know, you can only put a little bit on it. No, I just want it liberally. And get yourself a nice, you know, kind of nice dish here. And I have a plastic one, which it makes it a lot easier when I do this. And as you can see, I am just, you know, I'm not worried how much flour it has, how much flour it doesn't have. Simple and easy. Now get yourself a plate, okay? Because we're going to be removing these out. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to bring my, without, you know, shaking them too much, I just want to put them right in my wonderful oil. Because what we want to do is we want to start browning these guys. Simple and easy. And I'm just going to, while these are browning, I'm going to get my other couple of here that I have here. Now, you can serve this, okay? Oh, I have two pieces here. They stuck together, but it's okay. I gotcha. I gotcha, guys. I gotcha. All right, I'm going to remove this plate. I'm done with that plate. And now, the way that this is served, you can serve this with polenta, you can serve it with vegetables, you can serve it with anything, you know, anything you like. I personally going to serve it with mashed potatoes. I already made my mashed potatoes, so my mashed potatoes are all hanging out. So this is going to go quickly, and it's very, like I said, very simple. So now what I'm doing is I just want to just brown, not really brown too much my chicken, because my chicken is going to come back here and is going to finish cooking with the mushrooms, which I'm going to show you. Okay, so now while that is happening, all right, we're going to move a little quickly. I have my knife over here. I got my 3 cloves of garlic right here, and I'm just going to smash them. And I got some nice 3 cloves of garlic, nice sized cloves of garlic. Like I said, this dish is going to be so fast, and you're going to go, what? Is that simple? It's that simple. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring you simple and easy peasy, so anybody can make this dish, and it is a delicious dish, amazing dish. You know, it doesn't have to be complicated. Italian cooking is not supposed to be complicated. You know, few ingredients and ba-boom, you got it. Okay, so now I am going to take my chicken, all right, only with a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Don't worry about anything. Nothing is sticking, okay? I'm going to bring my next one right in here. And everything is going very well. And then what I want to do now is that I want to slice my garlic. Slice my garlic. So we're going to slice the garlic, guys. Easy process, just easy process, slicing the garlic. All right, we're going to put that to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to get my thyme. And if you were to use fresh, I have let's see, one, a smaller one, 2, 3, I have 4 sprigs of thyme. I'm just going to put it right over here. I start from the bottom and go all the way to, you know, from the bottom all the way. I mean, that is how my thyme grows. I know if I buy it at the store, I have to do it the other way, and it's just, you know, it's just more work for me. But this, I'm telling you, growing your own stuff is the most easiest thing, because, you know, you just water it. And right now, it's been raining so much in Florida that, you know, we just don't, you know, we don't have to really water. And I want to give a big shout out to anybody that's watching. Hello, thank you. We are live making this wonderful thing. Okay, so now I got to get these guys out. And, you know, and the thing is, they don't have to be perfect. I mean, you know, when I just bought a chicken breast that they were on sale, and I did my own slicing, and, you know, and like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now I'm pretty much done with this, but I'm going to keep it in the side. But I don't think I'm going to need it because it's going to be making its own gravy in here. All right, so now I am going to go get myself a measuring cup, and I'll be right back. And the measuring cup is right here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Marsala. And what I'm going to be looking at is I am going to probably start with about 3/4 cups of the Marsala white. And you got to be careful because, you know, we don't want to start any fires, but we just have it on, you know, we just have it ready. So now we have our Marsala ready. We have our slice of garlics right here. We have our beautiful thymes right over here that I'm just going to give a little chop. But you know what? I want to use a little bit of dry. You know, why not? Let's use a little bit of dry. I love thyme. Time after time. Okay, that was my music today. I sung for you. And I'm just going to chop that as well. You know, just releasing all the flavors that I can get out of this. So if I am to measure this, I am looking at a good tablespoon of dry and fresh. More fresh than dry. But if you don't have fresh, don't worry about it. Use dry. Okay, so now I got to remove my chicken. It's, you know, it's brown like that. As you can see, this is a very fast, easy transaction. All right, so now I'm going to take this other piece out. And you see how fast and easy that was. Now I'm going to take my mushrooms and I'm just going to add them in here. The mushrooms have a lot of liquid and they're going to be releasing their liquids in the pan. You know, we want all those bits in there because that's what's going to give it that wonderful flavor and it's going to make that gravy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have a plate ready because this is going to be my plating plate. So I'm going to put that aside. So now what you should have here, you should have your tablespoon of herbs, your 3 cloves of garlic sliced, and 3/4 cups of Marsala. And you know, and really Marsala is what makes this entire dish, guys. If you don't have a good Marsala wine, then you have to add all of this other stuff that is not needed. All it needs is a good bottle. So you are going to spend, you know, anywhere from maybe $15 to $20 on this. But it goes a long ways, and we love to have this, a little bicchieri. A bicchieri means a little glass, you know, after dinner, and it will be wonderful. Okay, so now what I want to do is, these mushrooms, okay, are doing its thing. They're doing their thing. You know, the pan might look dry. It may look dry. All right, so what you want to do if it looks a little dry, all right, is very, very carefully, I'm just going to take another tablespoon of olive oil like so. Okay, so we used a 1/4 cup, now a tablespoon, and I'm just going to just drizzle it over that. I don't want my mushrooms to sit in olive oil. That's the last thing that I want to do. Okay, so just get yourself one of these guys. I am going to now put my, I'm going to raise my temperature to a medium high. Okay. It's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. I know it looks a little dry, but nothing is sticking. I don't want nothing to stick. I just want my mushrooms to start really releasing. And if you want, you can kind of cover it up. But before I do it, what I want to do now is because my mushrooms are starting to do its thing. They're starting to they're starting to get like so. Okay? They're starting to become caramelized. I know it's a little daunting, you know, I know you really want to put more liquids in here, but we don't really want to do that. All right? So now when the mushrooms are starting to get opaque, I can't say the word. Why is it the English word? It's hard for me. I will take that tablespoon in my hands, and I'm just going to put it right over my mushrooms. And I'm going to take my garlic, my 3 cloves of garlic sliced, and I'm just going to put them in here. Okay? And the thing is you know, I know that there are many recipes out there, and I spoke about that, and they have a lot of steps. And this is the most easiest way to do it. And really, truly is the authentic way. Now, in some parts of Marsala, they do not use, you know, they may add the garlic, some may not add the garlic, some may add the thyme, some may not add the thyme, some they just do the chicken, and they do they drain it in the flour like I did, and then they do the mushrooms, and that's how easy they do it. All right, so now what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to connect everybody together. So now I want you to be very, very careful with this. Very, very careful. All right, this is the Marsala one. I will start in the middle. We don't want any fires. Oh yeah, we don't want any fires whatsoever. And it's doing it blue, 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 blue. You know, it's blue, 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 blue. Because it's nice and hot in there. It's doing its thing. Okay, so now what we want to do is, oh yeah, baby. Oh, it's beautiful. So now what we want to do is we want to take our little chicken and we just want to put it all in there like so. Just like so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 3/4 cups. Yeah, some people they want to add water, some people they want to add chicken stock. No chicken stock goes into this guys. And it's going to cook in no time at all. No time at all. So just kind of nestle them in there like so. Okay, nestle them like so. Oh, yes. And then whatever juice is in here, pour it all in there. Just like that. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and cover this up. We're going to cover this up. I'm going to remove this right over here. Because this is going to go super fast and super easy. Like I said, I mean, in less than 20 minutes, you're going to have this meal. And you know, when you come home from work, and you know, you can slice your mushrooms ahead of time. And that's what I did, guys. I sliced my mushrooms ahead of time. I prepared my chicken. So all I had to do today is put it all together. So always plan ahead, because when you plan ahead, it makes it easier for you. You know, that was something that it took me many years. Because when you're younger, you don't think about these things. You know, you think about them when you get old, when you get wiser. Okay, so now let me check on this. It's making its gravy. Oh, look at this gravy. Let me see if I can bring you guys over here, because it's almost done. And it's, I mean, it is amazing how easy peasy this is, and how delicious and wonderful this is. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, wait till you see this. It makes its own gravy. It makes everything, you know, 1/4 cup and a tablespoon, another tablespoon. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to taste. And I want to taste. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious. It is delicious. Oh, Mamma Mia, it's almost lunchtime. I cannot wait. All right, so now if you were to do the mashed potatoes at this time, you know what I would do is I am just going to heat up my mashed potatoes. I am going to grab my beautiful plate like so. And then, oh, first we got to get some parsley. So what I want to do right here is I just want to get some, and the parsley is going to be for garnish. So I just want to get maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of parsley. And my parsley has been overwatered. And what we want to do now is we want to chop the parsley. Super simple, super easy, guys. Okay, we're going to chop the parsley, because I'm going to show you how I'm going to plate it. And then that way, you guys, you can plate it like that when you start having family over or friends over. You know, and the time is coming. You know, a lot of places are starting to open. And And that's a good thing for a lot of businesses, because a lot of businesses, you know, have suffered during all this time. And I don't know what I would have done if I was, you know, during those times when I was younger, much younger. And so I, you know, my heart really goes out. So, okay, so we just keep chopping and chopping and chopping. Okay, I have that to the side. I am going to remove this right here. I am going to bring my plate over here. In the meantime, I have my chopped parsley right over here. And my mashed potatoes are now done. Let me just double check on them. Actually not. You know, a little bit more. These mashed potatoes, they're taking their time getting warm. Okay, so now what I have here, now I can shut this off. It's that fast. It's that super fast and that's super easy. So right now, pretty much I'm just waiting. Oh yes, oh, it looks beautiful. I gotta show this to you guys. Let me shut this off. I did shut it off. Look at that, and look at that gravy. Beautiful gravy. Like I said, I'm gonna serve it with mashed potatoes. All right, so now my mashed potatoes, let me see if these guys are done, because I'm heating them up. And what I did with my mashed potatoes is I had some purple potatoes, and I used purple potatoes and sweet potatoes, and I just put some cream and some butter, and I also used some pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and then that's why you see these wonderful specks of purple. All right, I'm just going to put this for one more minute, and then in one more minute, guys, it should be all completely done. It's taken more time to heat up mashed potatoes and to actually make this dish. And that is as simple and fast and easy it is. All right, so now my mashed potatoes are almost there. And then get yourself a really pretty plate. And I'm probably going to start from here to here. And like I said, my mashed potatoes are on their way, almost done. We have 20 more seconds. 20 more seconds. My goodness. I have to say that this has been one of the fastest dishes I've ever made. And inexpensive and super easy. All right, so now my mashed potatoes are done. Boy, that minute goes quickly. Okay, and then what I want to do here is I want to put my mashed potatoes like so. Because you know what we're going to do is we're going to manja. We're going to manja, but I want to show you how I am doing it. So when you have guests, okay? And you know, and if you're going to have guests, be creative. Use some other potatoes. You know, potatoes are wonderful. And especially, you know, when you use organic potatoes, and these are all organic potatoes. Okay, so I am done with that. So now it's time for these beautiful babies that I'm just going to put like so over that. Oh, you see what I'm doing over here? Can you see what I'm doing? And Reggie is hoping, he is hoping that something is going to drop. And you know, guys, this is going to be part of dinner. And this is also going to be lunch. And look at that. Oh, mamma mia! And now I'm going to take all of these wonderful mushrooms and just pour it all over that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And we're still pouring. Oh, yes. Look at that. Look at that. You know, like I said, you don't need a lot of different things as long as you are using good ingredients. So do buy yourself a nice bottle of Marsala wine. And trust me, it's going to be delicious. Okay, so now I'm going to take my wonderful parsley, and I'm just going to just let it rain parsley, just like that. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby, baby, baby. And now if you even want to make it even more impressive, get some very good Sicilian olive oil and just pour some over that. And that does it, guys. And that does it, guys. Let me bring this closer to you. Look what you made. This is chicken marsala easy peasy with its own wonderful gravy. All you need to do is just use a few ingredients. Okay, guys. Reggie, excuse me. Reggie's looking for scraps. I do have a piece of chicken for him because there's no onions. Okay, guys, I am Elena Jones, and I want to thank you so much for joining me on Mia Cucina as we made this beautiful Marsala chicken. I want to thank you. Be kind, be loving, wear your mask, do your part. Okay, Bentley, I am loving you. I am loving you. Enjoy this beautiful mangiare. Look at this mangiare. This is going to be lunch. This is going to be dinner, and probably more lunch tomorrow. Okay, ciao, ciao, Bentley. Ciao, 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 Bentley. Enjoy lo mangiare, che bellezza. Lo mangiare. Okay, ciao, Bentley. I love you all.